We're getting some breaking news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held talks with Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. The talks have concluded and 6 MOUs have been exchanged, which includes agreement on audio-visual co-production, MOU on disaster management cooperation, combating corruption, and also UN peacekeeping cooperation, and another MOU on semiconductors. So these are the 6 MOUs that have been agreed upon in this bilateral meeting between India and Malaysia. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held talks with the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Anwar Ibrahim. In fact, a joint statement was also issued by the two leaders, and 6 MOUs have been exchanged in this meeting, which includes agreement on audiovisual co-production, disaster management cooperation, combating corruption, and also UN peacekeeping cooperation, and another key MOU on the semiconductors. So the bilateral meeting has been concluded, and Prime Minister Modi and his Malaysian counterpart Anwar Ibrahim held these delegation-level talks today in Kuala Lumpur, discussing ways to enhance bilateral ties across several sectors, including defence and security. Now, welcoming Prime Minister Modi and his delegation, the Malaysian Prime Minister said that they have discussed that there are some issues of concern which he thinks need to be addressed by their teams. India Today Global's Pranay Upadhyay is now joining us with more details on this meeting. Pranay, 6 MOUs have been exchanged in this bilateral meeting. One of the key MOUs is on semiconductors. Help us understand how significant is this?
Anjali, let me correct you. There are total 11 documents have been exchanged, including 6 MOUs and some of the agreements, some of the documents. So clearly, around a dozen documents have been exchanged, and this shows that the kind of understanding between India and Malaysia to expand their relation and make it more robust, more widespread. Was reached during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit. And as far as the semiconductor cooperation is concerned, India is becoming a new destination for the semiconductor needs for the global requirements, and to ensure the logistic supply chains. And the way India is participating in the critical mineral chain and bringing the linkages, this can bring a lot of good for Malaysia as well, and that realization happened, and therefore the India and Malaysia both have decided to expand their semiconductor cooperation. But besides that, in the sector of the agriculture cooperation, be it in the sector of security and maritime cooperation and defense cooperation, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has mentioned clearly that India is looking at expanding its ties with Malaysia, a country with which India has historical linkages. India and Malaysia enjoy a good diplomatic relation since 1957, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi couldn't visit Malaysia last year during the ASEAN summit, but has decided to visit Malaysia as his first foreign visit in 2026, and he addressed the Diaspora, a community event as well, because Malaysia is home of the largest Indian diaspora, second largest Indian diaspora in the world, and the 29 lakh people of Indian origin are there in Malaysia, and this is a very significant capital for India and India's strong presence as far as the East Asian region is concerned. But in terms of healthcare, in terms of the UN peacekeeping, and in fact, Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim also mentioned that we are not limiting our partnership to only conventional areas. Rather, we are coming up as good and a strategic partner who are cooperating not even in case of bilateral trade and bilateral issues, but also in terms of the peacekeeping and global peacekeeping efforts. He mentioned about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's strong commitment to ensure peace, be it Russia-Ukraine conflict or the Gaza conflict.
All right, Pranay.